Just the weight of your story and the ache of your breath. I could feel you dissolve every moment of death. But
part-time lover and a full-time friend. The monkey on your back is the latest trend. I don't see what anyone can see in anyone else but
I kiss you on the brain in the shadow of a train. I kiss you all starry-eyed, my body swinging side to side. I don't see what anyone can see in anyone else but you.
I didn't mean to honk my horn.
Oh.
Was I got into this kind of hole after finishing my debut where I was like just pretty depressed and not knowing what to do with it, and what I did with it was write, and I wrote a lot, and what came of that is this beautiful concept album that, you know, is kind of a magnum opus for me. We're the Cellar Lantern Hymns, and we're a Swedish polka band. This song is about the time we took a ride in a guy's IROC and Cellar. Thank you.
To perfect this scheme, my second idea was to find an unwitting accomplice among the criminals invited here for punishment. I needed a respectable fool, and naturally I selected a man whose fear of death might make him extremely cooperative.
Tonight, on my side, I saw you dance from the corner. I called your name in a conversation, playing hard to get, but I can't understand. When I look at you, I see the story in your eyes. When we're dancing, the night begins to shine. The night begins to shine. The night begins to shine. Night begins to shine. When we're dancing, the night begins to shine. Talk till dawn. My heart was racing. I took you home in the driving rain. Had my mind made up. I wanna feel your touch. When I look at you, I see the story in your eyes. When we're dancing, the night begins to shine. Night begins to shine. The night begins to shine. Night begins to shine. When we're dancing, the night begins to shine. My mind made up. I wanna feel your touch. When I look at you, I see the story in your eyes. When we're dancing, the night begins to shine. Night begins to shine. The night begins to shine. Night begins to shine. When we're dancing, the night begins to shine. Thank you. Waking up with splinters in my teeth, like I chewed through all the fences in my sleep. My friends say I've been distant, yeah I know. It's hard to talk when half of me is somewhere in the snow. Paw prints in the carpet, bleeding out my door. I swear they weren't there yesterday, but I can't be sure. Something in my chest keeps pacing, pacing, trying to find the shape it's meant to fit in. And I've been trying to stay human, but some nights it feels like losing, like I'm shedding off a costume that I never meant to choose. So I howl into the quiet just to hear something reply. I swear I'm not unreachable, I just don't know what's inside. And every time I breathe it, it feels hard, feels like smoke. I'm learning how to morph again, learning how to tackle both. Learning how to morph again, learning how to tackle both. the Cellar hymns. Again, we're a Swedish polka band, and call the White House if you have complaints.